Hello, friends. I'm Emmy, your storyteller, and welcome back to Revenge Emmy Channel. Today, I'm sharing a tale that cuts deep, one that starts with a Christmas morning that feels like a betrayal, but ends with a woman finding the strength to rewrite her own story. This is the story of Iris Collins, a 34-year-old structural engineer from Seattle who sat in her parents' Portland living room holding a $1.99 piggy bank while her sister twirled the keys to a brand-new BMW. It's a story about favoritism, heartbreak, and the quiet courage it takes to walk away from a lifetime of being undervalued. But most of all, it's about discovering that your worth isn't measured by what others give you. It's claimed by what you refuse to accept. So settle in, grab a warm drink, and let's dive into the piggy bank that broke the pattern. Picture this. It's Christmas morning in Portland, Oregon, and the living room of the Collins family home is a study in contrasts. The air smells of artificial pine and cinnamon candles, and the tree glows with lights that reflect off the glossy wrapping paper scattered across the hardwood floor. Iris Collins, 34, sits cross-legged, her dark hair pulled back in a practical ponytail. Her hands resting on a plastic piggy bank shaped like a cartoon character she hasn't thought about since she was 9. The price tag, still stuck to the bottom, reads $1.99. 2 crisp dollar bills flutter out when she pops the rubber stopper, her parents' idea of a future home fund. Her mother, Diane, beams at her, saying, "You're always so responsible with money, honey." Her father, Richard, adds a dismissive wave, "Not like some people," winking at Iris's younger sister, Chelsea. Across the room, Chelsea, 32, twirls a set of shiny BMW keys like a baton, the metal catching the tree's lights as she dances in place. "My own Beamer," she squeals, her manicured nails flashing. The car waits outside in the driveway, a glossy white monument to parental devotion, topped with a red bow that probably cost more than Iris's entire Christmas haul. Diane clasps her hands, eyes sparkling like she's witnessing a miracle. Richard's chest puffs with pride, his smile reserved solely for Chelsea. The room feels lopsided, like a scale tipped so far one way that Iris might as well not be there. Iris's hands tremble as she sets the piggy bank on the coffee table. The plastic makes a hollow thunk against the glass. "Excuse me," she says, her voice steady but distant, like it belongs to someone else. "Bathroom." She climbs the stairs. Past a wall of family photos where Chelsea's face dominates every frame, graduations, vacations, birthdays, all centered on the golden child. In the bathroom, Iris locks the door and stares at her reflection. Her eyes are dry, her face too composed. She presses her palms against the cold marble counter, waiting for tears that won't come. Instead, a pressure builds in her chest, like concrete hardening around her lungs. This isn't just a bad Christmas. It's a lifetime of being the invisible daughter, the one who gets a piggy bank while her sister gets a car. Let's rewind. Iris has spent 34 years in the shadow of Chelsea's spotlight. Growing up, every milestone was a comparison. At 5, Chelsea's princess-themed birthday had pony rides, a 3-tier cake, and 30 neighborhood kids in party hats. Iris's 6th birthday? A grocery store sheet cake, 2 friends, and dollar bin decorations. "Your sister needs the social stimulation," Richard explained. "You're more independent." Independent. Their code for "you don't need us." High school graduation came, and Iris, valedictorian, delivered a speech about persistence to an auditorium with empty seats in the family section. Chelsea's junior varsity soccer game was more important. "We'll watch the recording," Diane promised. The VHS tape sat unopened on Iris's dresser until college. College itself was a battle. Iris worked 25 hours a week at the campus bookstore and cafeteria, stretching student loans to cover tuition, while Chelsea jetted off to Europe for artistic inspiration, fully funded by their parents. "Your sister needs to find herself," Richard said during a rare call. "You've always known who you are." Known who she was. Their code for "you don't deserve exploration." Every sacrifice Iris made, every late night studying, every paycheck saved, every dream deferred, was met with the same refrain: "You're capable, you'll be fine." Back to that Christmas morning. Iris had driven 7 hours from Seattle, her Toyota humming reliably through mountain passes. She'd spent months saving for gifts: a leather briefcase for Richard, a silver bracelet for Diane, a professional camera lens for Chelsea. She'd rehearsed her announcement the whole drive, her promotion to senior structural engineer, a title earned through years of designing buildings that would stand for generations. She'd hoped, foolishly, that this Christmas would be different, that her parents would finally see her. But the piggy bank, the BMW, the dismissive comments, they were proof that nothing had changed. That night, Iris lies awake in her childhood bedroom, listening to Chelsea's laughter downstairs as they plan her first road trip in the new car. At 2:17 a.m., she makes a decision. She packs quietly, the stuffed bear from her grandmother, a college photo album, her first professional blueprint. The gifts she gave stay behind, untouched, because they were never about gratitude. She places her house key on the kitchen counter beside the coffee maker and slips out into the snowy night. The highway stretches dark and empty, streetlights blurring into halos through the snow. Bing Crosby's White Christmas hums on the radio until Iris twists the knob to silence. "Have yourself a merry little Christmas," she whispers to the empty passenger seat, her voice breaking on Mary. Her Toyota, 7 years old with 200,000 miles, carries her through the storm. It's the car she paid off herself, the car that never complained, unlike the BMW with its ridiculous red bow. Her phone buzzes. Diane asking about the electric bill for their cabin, the one Chelsea uses for Instagram shoots. Then Richard, leaving a voicemail she doesn't answer. The pattern is clear. Dad controls the money, funneling it to Chelsea. Mom manipulates emotions, making Iris feel selfish for wanting anything. It's a system designed to keep Iris small. Somewhere in southern Oregon, Iris pulls over, hazards blinking, and presses her forehead against the steering wheel. Tears blur the headlights of passing cars. Then her phone rings. Not family, but Monica Perez, her college roommate and lifelong friend. "Where are you?" Monica asks, her voice warm with worry. "Somewhere in southern Oregon," Iris replies, hollow. "Come to San Francisco," Monica says. "Family doesn't treat family like this." The words crack something open in Iris. Help. A foreign concept in a family where support flows only to Chelsea. "Okay," Iris whispers, surprising herself. Monica's voice turns firm. "Text me your location every hour. Drive safe. I'm making up the guest room." By 7:30 a.m., Iris crosses the California state line. The Welcome to California sign gleams in the early sunlight. She silences notifications from her family. 17 missed calls, 32 texts, and pulls into a roadside diner. The warmth of coffee-scented air and the sizzle of bacon envelop her. Gloria, the silver-haired waitress, fills a mug without asking. "Rough night?" she says, reading Iris's face. "Rough life," Iris mutters, then cringes at her own melodrama. Gloria doesn't flinch. "Honey, I've been serving coffee for 40 years. I know heartbreak when I see it. Family or boyfriend?" "Family," Iris says. Gloria nods, sliding a menu over. "Blood makes you related. Love and respect make you family. The special's good today. Extra bacon." 3 weeks later, Iris is in Monica's spare bedroom, a terracotta-walled sanctuary that catches the morning light. Her phone vibrates with another voicemail from Richard. "Iris Elizabeth Collins, if you don't return this car immediately, I'll report it stolen." The Toyota, her Toyota, paid off years ago. Diane's message follows, blaming Iris's stress for her high blood pressure. Iris deletes them both, her finger lingering on the screen. Then she sends an email she's rewritten 14 times, a request to transfer to her company's San Francisco office. 3 hours later, approval arrives. No family connections, no favors, just her work record, her reputation, her worth. Monica grins from the doorway. "You got it?" Iris nods. "I start Monday." Monica's already called a friend, Andrea, who manages rent-controlled apartments in the Mission District. Friends help friends, Monica says. No strings attached. Iris's first therapy session with Dr. Elaine Levine is a revelation. The office smells of lemon polish and old books. Dr. Levine, with her reading glasses and sensible shoes, doesn't rush the silences. Favoritism, Iris says, the word heavy. My entire life. Dr. Levine asks, how did that make you feel? Iris's answer is raw. Like I was worth exactly $2. The words unlock something, and over weeks Iris begins to unpack the weight of being the capable daughter, the one expected to need nothing. Her new apartment is small, 650 square feet with a kitchenette barely wide enough for a fridge, but the west-facing windows catch afternoon sunlight. It's hers by nightfall, furnished with a futon, a lamp, a desk. The emptiness feels like space to grow. Monica drags her to a pottery class at a community center, where Iris's hands sink into cool clay. The instructor, silver-haired and paint-spattered, murmurs, "Don't force it. Listen to what it wants to become." Iris shapes an imperfect bowl, hideous and beautiful, entirely hers. 4 weeks after Christmas, the first video call comes. Richard's face fills the screen, red with indignation. "Where have you been? Your mother's worried sick." Diane's tears are strategic, as always. "San Francisco," Iris says calmly. "I transferred offices." The accusations fly, selfishness, irresponsibility, but Iris holds firm. "I needed space from feeling invisible, from being valued less than Chelsea." Diane's tears flow on cue. "We've always loved you both the same." Iris's voice is steady. "I'm not responsible for your feelings anymore. I'm responsible for mine." She ends the call, the silence louder than any argument. Chelsea shows up unannounced at Iris's office 10 days later, but Monica, dropping off lunch, intercepts her. "She's in a meeting," Monica says coolly, "and she'll remain in meetings for uninvited visitors." In therapy group, Iris meets others like Raymond, a 60-year-old accountant who hasn't spoken to his brother in 20 years. "Family doesn't get a pass just because they're family," he says. "Love without respect isn't love, it's possession." The words settle in Iris's chest like truth. 7 months later, Iris returns to Portland for her cousin Vanessa's wedding. She's changed. Tailored black pants, emerald silk blouse, diamond studs catching the light. Chelsea approaches, her designer watch gone, her highlights grown out. "You look amazing," she says, her smile strained. Iris learns the family's facade is cracking. Richard lost his job. Diane's on anxiety medication. The house is for sale. Chelsea confesses, "The BMW got repossessed. I'm drowning in debt. I never learned to stand on my own." Iris feels compassion, but not responsibility. "That sounds hard," she says. "I can help make a budget, but I can't fix this for you." In the library before the ceremony, her family stages an intervention. Richard paces. Diane clutches tissues. Chelsea pleads. "This all started when you left at Christmas," Chelsea says. Iris opens a photo album, laying out decades of favoritism. Birthday parties, graduations, bank statements. "Being capable doesn't mean I deserved less love," she says. She places the piggy bank on the table, spilling dozens of $2 bills. "This isn't about money. It's about what you thought I was worth." Diane promises family therapy, a first step. Iris leaves the bills behind, a reminder of what happens when one child is valued over another. 1 year later, it's Christmas again, but this time in Iris's San Francisco apartment. Friends gather around a table that belongs to her, the air filled with rosemary, sage, and real laughter. Monica toasts, "To Iris, who builds bridges better than anyone I know." Elliot, her new partner, adds, "To senior project manager Collins, whose team finished the Richardson Tower 2 weeks early." Elliot, an environmental engineer, understands her world, deadlines, integrity, sustainability in buildings and relationships. Chelsea's monthly calls show her own growth, working 2 jobs, living modestly. Diane volunteers at a community center. Richard's 90 days sober. They're trying, and Iris is open to rebuilding, but on her terms. The piggy bank sits on the mantel, now filled with dollar bills representing lessons, not resentment. A text from Chelsea arrives, a photo of a clay ornament, her first attempt at pottery. Another from Diane, with a childhood dollhouse and deed transfer, a quiet acknowledgement of what Iris deserved. On the balcony, San Francisco Bay glimmers below, the buildings Iris helped design standing tall. Elliot wraps a blanket around her shoulders. "Deep thoughts?" he asks. "Just grateful," Iris says. "Sometimes the greatest gift is realizing what you won't accept anymore." Sometimes the world tries to tell you what you're worth. $2, a piggy bank, a backseat to someone else's spotlight. But worth isn't something others hand you. It's something you claim by walking away from what diminishes you and building a life that reflects your value. Iris learned that family isn't defined by blood, but by love and respect. And sometimes the hardest boundaries create the strongest foundations. If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Comment below with your own story of finding your worth. What did you walk away from, and what did you build in its place? Your voice matters, and your story could inspire someone to claim their own value. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Revenge Emmy for more tales of courage and transformation. See you next time, friends. This story of Iris Collins is a reminder that sometimes the smallest moments, like a $1.99 piggy bank, can reveal the biggest truths. Have you ever faced a moment where you realized your worth wasn't being seen? Maybe it was with family, friends, or even at work. Share your story in the comments below. Tell us about the moment you chose yourself and what you built from it. Your words could light the way for someone else feeling invisible. And if anything in Iris's journey left you with questions or thoughts, drop them below. We read every comment and love hearing from you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to join our Revenge Emmy family for more tales that remind us of the strength within. Before you go, let's keep the conversation going. Iris's story shows us that walking away from what doesn't serve you can lead to a life that truly does. If you've ever had to set a boundary or redefine family on your own terms, we want to hear about it. Comment below with your experience. What was your piggy bank moment, and how did it change you? If any part of this story felt unclear or left you curious, ask away in the comments, and we'll dive deeper in our next video. Make sure to like and subscribe to Revenge Emmy to stay part of this community where every story matters and every voice is heard. See you soon!